Hey everyone, time for another review. Things this week have been a bit strange. I expected that we go up slowly, but didn't really think we would get that bullish outcome yesterday. Thought we would go to Q's 500, but we were basically in the middle, 505. But we went up instead and hit 510. Things are a bit complicated right now, but I think I see a way for the market to keep going up, and it's from an unexpected place. For now, let's look at positioning. And let's look at the weekly. And next week we have 605 for SPY. On SPX, in theory, we should get 6100, but could very easily go back to 6K as well. Same for SPY. Q's still at the max level, and again, it will be difficult to go above this level. For IWM, 245 is the target, but should be difficult to get above this level. On the monthly, we have 610 and 615, but these are extreme levels. Like if we were to get to 615, it's an insta short. When it doesn't matter, any other timing doesn't matter. And the only one which this has this kind of profile that should draw us up is maybe IWM with 250, but these are not. This is like 2% higher. Not a lot of upside left in this market. Everything else, I would say it's more likely that we go back to 6K at some point in the next 2 weeks than anything else. So positioning is at extreme. Market breadth, you can see that we are very high. The red here is amount of stocks with negative positioning, and we are near lows. We could obviously still go up again, but we will have a situation very similar to this one, in which we have constant pullbacks, and but the overall trend is higher. So maybe we see something like this. And the path I see for going higher is through non-US stuff. That means semis, because there's a lot of semi companies that are not non-US, and I'll explain why. The main reason being KOSPI. This is the Korean market, and it has been in a drawdown for a while. How big was it? This is 17%, quite a lot, and is, as of yesterday's close, 15%. So there's a lot of potential for this to bounce and start going higher a bit. And this reflects semis more or less, Samsung. Then we have the French market, which had a 15% drawdown. This is like 12% as of yesterday's close, and lots of potential to go up as well. We have UK market, which had something similar and bounced a bit. Uh, Chinese market, obviously, we're in a big drawdown. Even Nikkei is showing signs of curling up, just like this is French market. You see this curling behavior, and it's trying to start an uptrend as well. And even if these don't start a new uptrend, it's at this point it's very likely that we get a lower high. Like for example, in this scenario, we can still be in a downtrend, but go like 7,500 for CAC, and then maybe even go lower or something like this. But at this point, we are very oversold. On top of this, there was some bullish activity from dark prints on two with big positions on two ETFs that are, one was Taiwan and has TSM as 20% holding. I don't remember the name of the ETF, the ticker, but it caused a move on TSM. Basically, the dark print came in, and then we got these candles. So it's looking like we get a reaction from that. And the other one is an Europe, Middle East, and Asia ETF. Don't remember the ticker as well. It also has TSM, like that one is a bit more distributed, and TSM is the biggest holding, but at like 2.5%. So I'm assuming that continuation up in the market will be slow, and it will be focused on stuff that is not very US focused. Semis is a big thing because semis starting to look kind of okay, or some of them do. LSCC potential for a breakout here. MU not really interesting. SMCY don't care. AMD, maybe we get a breakout here. We shall see. It's starting like it wants to curl up here. And I would expect an attempt at 150 at the minimum. Sorry, even if we get rejected, like we go up and we would get rejected and go lower to 120 to test the AV up again. Like I would still expect that we go up before we go down, something like you see here. Like even if we go up, it doesn't mean we go up a lot. Amat, same kind of behavior. This was on the list for things that lost the trend line with clock. And again, don't it doesn't matter that if we start a new uptrend. I mean, it matters, but we don't care if we start a new uptrend. The point is we should get a backtest. So this should go back to like 190 uh, at a minimum. Attempt to break this trend line here. Uh, Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But this is what it would look like if it does. But even if it doesn't, like this uh, should get a move to 190 with a relatively high degree of certainty. Same for clock. SAML has this nice look as well, like did sort of a bottom here. If it recaptures the AVU up from the all-time high, it can go higher. And again, even if we just get an attempt to break out like 760, 775 max, depends on how quickly it happens, let's say 775. And even if it goes lower, we capture this move here from where we are now to 775 and should be okay. If they go higher, they go higher. That's fine. Uh, this one looks good as well. Like everything from semis kind of looks good and should attempt to capture these moves. Yeah, that's kind of it from this perspective. The other aspect is ARM looks good as well. Um, UMC looks good as well with this setup here, and we basically we undershoot the lows. Now we recapture the lows and should go to like 740. Yeah, about right to go all the way here and then maybe don't think it breaks out yet, but should do that move as well. The other aspect is China stuff. It's China, which also has been beaten down. Baba shows some sign of life, but it's not that relevant. What looked good? IQ, Baidu looks okay. Like we can consider this to be a backtest of the trend line. Went down, consolidating a bit here at 80, between 80 and 85. At one point, it should go higher. The ETFs, we can see this as an overshoot, but if they go back outside the trend line and above the AV up from the high here, that should be quite bullish. What looked very good was PDD. Like we are where this whole move initiated. So I would expect that we will find a bottom in this 96, 90 range. Uh, More biased towards the upper side, but let's say we go all the way to 90. I would expect we do something like this for China. So Europe, China, Novo Nordisk. This got hit by Trump, but this is the just as LLY. This is the company that makes what's the name? The weight loss drug. Ozempic. Ozempic. This is the company that makes Ozempic. So we have a buying opportunity for this one. It's been in a absolute row all year. It had like a I can see that we had a head and shoulders kind of setup here, and the target for this is always to double the range. But I probably should do this something like this, and almost exactly to target. We hit it. Now we're bounce it. If you want to get in, this is a type of bottom that, or not bottom, the pullback, the type of pullback that you want to see in this kind of names because they don't often give pullbacks. We came after earnings, and looks like a buying opportunity here if you ask me, especially with the team that seems to be coming, in my opinion, that we will get a rotation from US equities into non-US equities. And I have another reason to show for this one, like we have the XY. The SY has topped out in a pretty obvious manner together with yields. Um, and we have, look, this is French market and Euro USD. You can see they're pretty correlated. So assuming that we get a dollar weakening, I would assume that the French market goes up. So strong dollar rotation to US, weak dollar rotation to non-US. On top of this, we have another opportunity here would be Brazilian equities. And where the fuck is it? We had a last surge in USD Brazilian Real, BRL, that finally got rejected. This was because some news about tax cuts that they will do. The market didn't like tax cuts, so they weakened the currency, but it looks like it's getting rejected. And I think it will get rejected for sure. This brings up a buying opportunity in Brazilian equities, which have been dumped to no like there's no tomorrow. And we are at long-term trend line. Like if this is a buy, it's a buy here. And getting this going lower seems like there's a lot of fear around Brazilian equities, which I think is unfounded. There are some buying opportunities. I bought some, what's it called? Some Veil. Not yesterday. This day on Wednesday. Recovered up quite nicely on Friday, and we have a spike in volume. This peaks of buying. We also have a potential buying opportunity in NU. There was a dark pool print that just bought the dip. We are at trend line, and I would not count this as a break yet, or it is a break, but I think it can recover. And this looks like more like a buying opportunity than not. NU is has a lot of potential in that market as well, and if it goes international, this could get like double, triple. To merge on the right. Okay. So yeah, I think we will get a rotation into non-US equities. This will obviously still hold the market up. We won't see it pull back. I would get scared of overextending if we get to 615. Even 610 seems a bit overextended. And but it's quite plausible. I think we continue with the dispersion trade and we get rotation from various things. Semis, I think, are a winner. Brazilian equities, I think, are a winner. Semis because Korea. Like if something will go up more than usual, it will be non-US semis like UMC, like ASML, stuff like that. And I think there's an opportunity in something like Novo Nordisk and Evo. I have to mark this one as well. Yeah, that's it for this week. I'll post the detailed stuff, the breakdown for the weekly on for the day-to-day stuff on Twitter. Have a good one. Bye bye.